Folks, this is a video that I have been wanting to make for a long time, but a story that broke in the news today got me to finally make it. And I read this on CNN.com that there was a homosexual Marine who was killed overseas. And at his funeral, members of the Westboro Baptist Church in Kansas, I believe it's in Topeka, Kansas, they went to the funeral and picketed it with anti-gay signs and said that the soldier, the bottom line is these people's legal fees, according to a court order, will have to be paid for by the soldier's, the Marine's father. He lost his son, and now because of a couple of protesters who protested the man based on his sexual orientation, now the father who just lost his son will now also have to pay legal fees for hate speech. This is not the first time that the Westboro Baptist Church in Kansas has done this. And let me make this clear that I know that the Baptist Church is not at all hateful, but the Westboro Baptist Church is basically trying to destroy all other churches. And they are using hate speech to do so. I have no doubt in my mind that members of churches and synagogues across this country may believe that, yes, in biblical terms, marriage is between a man and a woman. But I don't think there are many people in this country who believe that we should treat homosexuals as people, as inferior humans. Some of us believe that homosexuality is strange or that it's not natural. But they are still humans. I personally believe that homosexuals should be treated equally to everyone else. And I am not advocating, I don't support gay marriage, but I do believe that homosexuals should be treated just like everybody else, because the truth is that they are normal people who simply live a different way than most of us. And what the Westboro Baptist Church is doing to homosexuals, Jews, and Catholics is inappropriate and wrong. They use hate speech and propaganda to try to get their point across. Now, here's what they're doing. They're, in fact, hurting themselves. Because, one, you're not going to get anywhere. Hate speech doesn't get you anywhere. It just makes you look like a bigot and frankly, stupid. Second of all, they are actually the anti-Baptists, because most Baptists that I know are very accepting people, not hateful. And I don't usually say things like this, but for people like Fred Phelps, I think that people like that should be given no attention. But unfortunately, he is given attention, which is why I'm making this video, not to give him more attention, but simply to tell you to stand up against it. Stand up against the hate, the intolerance that we see from Fred Phelps and his hateful church. A lot of people criticize the Obama's church in Chicago with Reverend Jeremiah Wright, but I don't see how Fred Phelps and his church is any different. In fact, in some ways they're worse, because they actually picket people. Let me tell you that this church has a history. Let me tell you some of the positions they've taken. They believe that God intended to send home troops from overseas in a body bag. They believe that AIDS is a good thing because it punishes people. They believe that some of the worst acts that have taken place on our planet, human tragedy, is a good thing because it puts people in their place. And they're twisted, nutty, and mentally insane beliefs. Well, I believe that it's time for us to protest the Westboro Baptist Church. How do we do it? We make better arguments than them. Yes, we can insult them, but I think it's better to make better arguments than them. What they're doing is absolutely wrong, immoral, and actually sacrilegious. I know that Fred Phelps and his entire family hates America. They hate this country and everything it stands for. They are unpatriotic. They hate America. I believe that we need to have National Guard troops intervene when these people do their picketing at different places. Thank you.